Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today is a little sequence for your shoulders, your neck, your upper back. If you feel you have tightness there, this is a great little a few poses that can help you to open up those areas. So let's get started. So you're going to have a blanket. I'm going to fold that. I'm going to fold it twice. So one fold, two folds, like this. And then either you'll have another blanket behind, like that, or you'll have a block. That all depends on your upper back. So watch. You're going to come down with your elbows on the blanket. Lift your chest here. Move the top of the buttocks to the lower buttocks so you have length in the lower back. Press into the feet. Lie back. Now take your arms over and scoot backwards onto the tops of the shoulders. Roll down towards the mat. Right, so often when people come in, I see they end up like this. See how my shoulders are rolling forward, my neck's going back. Now that's not really what I'm looking for. My chest is now collapsing. So go back, go backwards. Open up the sternum towards the ceiling. Top of the shoulders, like I said, roll back. And the shoulder blades are being pushed down towards the waist by those blankets. And then here is the thing with the blanket. If your upper back is quite flexible, you might even be able to take your head, back of your head on the floor. But what you don't want is the neck to go back. So for me, the blanket is enough. If not, if it isn't enough, if your chin is going back and the back of the neck is short, then put a block under your head. So we want the back of the neck long. And then go ahead, stretch the legs out. You could also put a belt around your legs, a belt around the thighs, rolling the thighs in. And then close your eyes here. Stay in this pose for a few minutes. Soften your abdomen. Breathe normally. Feel that opening of your chest. Feel how the shoulder blades are being drawn down towards the waist so the shoulders don't creep up towards the ears here. And then go ahead, bend your knees and roll to the side. If you feel really comfortable here, go ahead and just stay longer. Pause the video, stay a little longer in this pose. Get used to how this feels and just enjoy it. So this is kind of a restorative pose, but it's doing something for us, right? Now go ahead. Let's move these blankets out of the way. Let's come to standing. Now come to a wall. I'll turn my back to you so you can see here. I'm going to stretch my arm up, keeping my upper arm close to the wall, against the wall. Bend your elbow. And it might be hard to get that upper arm really close to the ear, so you may have to come out a little bit. See what your body feels like. Move the tailbone down and forward, so there's no arching in your lower back. And then bring this hand to your sacrum, roll the shoulder back and down. Now bring the arm in, walk the hand up to as far as you can. Maybe this is how far you can get this hand up. Roll the shoulder back. Now if you can clasp the hands. Take a few breaths here. Feel that opening of that armpit against the wall. And release. Go ahead, turn around, stretch your other arm up the wall. Reach up, bend your elbow. And if you can't go this close, go a little further away from the wall. Now stretch your other arm, or bring your other hand to the sacrum. Roll the shoulder back and down. Now, so you don't want to feel tension here when you start to bring that hand up. So only go as far as you can, keeping the shoulder rolled back and down. See what comes in your body. Reach up, sacrum down and forward, lifting the chest. Feel that opening in that right armpit in this case. The arm to the wall. Breathe. And release. Now hold your wall. So this is kind of like downward dog, a little bit easier version of down dog. It's called Adho Uttanasana, half forward bend. You can also easily do this on your countertop in the kitchen. Place your hands and then on the countertop and then walk back. Walk back. Bring your feet, keep your feet under your hips as you press the hips back. So quite often we tend to walk back too far. Now leaning forward. So then once you straighten your arms and the hips go back, keep your heels under your hips. Turn the heels out. Firm the legs. Roll those inner upper arms towards the ceiling. It's like you're bringing the inner upper arms towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Now bend your knees, walk forward. Press your hands down. Walk a little back, come up on your toes. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your chest. Now walk back. Press your hands into the wall. Reach back. Firm your legs. Firm the thighs. Lift the kneecaps. Roll the inner thighs back. Inner knees back. Arms working. Inner upper arms towards the ceiling. And forearms rolling down. So there's a wringing of the arms. Bend your knees, walk forward. And then walk a little back, come up on your toes, press your thighs back. Roll the shoulders down, push the wall down, lift your chest. Upward facing dog. And last time, walk back. Push the hands into the wall. Push the hips back. Open the armpits. Maybe you can go a little lower. Chest forward. Eyes forward. So this dorsal spine is moving into the chest. Chest is moving down. Now this depends on the flexibility of the hamstrings. So if they're tighter, keep your hands higher on the wall. Armpits opening. And bend your knees. Walk forward. Now if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, bring 2 blocks to the wall. All right, I'm back. Couldn't find my 2 similar blocks. So here we go. Have your 2 blocks at the wall. I'm going to put, if you have a little baseboard, put your blocks against the baseboard as wide as your shoulders to the outside of your mat. Now, basically, this is down dog. So if you know that's a really hard pose for you, then what we just did before is a similar concept. So this is a little more work for the shoulders. Bring your hands to the blocks. Press your elbows forward. Roll your inner arms forward. Press your index and thumbs and come up. Come up. Keep a little bend in the knees. Press your hands into the blocks. Lift the hips up. Lift the hips up. Take the chest back towards the legs. Open the armpits. Press the thighs back. Draw up through your legs. Firm the thighs. Lift the kneecaps. Roll the inner thighs back. Arms working. Let the head go. And calm down. Bring your feet together. Push into the blocks. Reach your hips back and down. Look forward the eyes with the chest. And then let your head come down. Now if you can't come that far down with the head, if your chest is here and your head is sinking, put a block in under your head. Whoops, and bring your hands to the floor. Come up. Okay. All right. Now, since we're sitting, let's sit in Vajrasana. Now, if this is hard for the ankles or it's hard for the knees, you can sit on a chair. There's a little trick that you can do if it's hard for the ankles. You take a blanket. It's also better for the knees to be on a blanket. Make a roll. Make a roll. That roll, have it right under your ankles. Make it bigger if you need to. And in this way, we can keep our joints flexible, the joints of our ankles, right? So bring this blanket in. If you have problems with the knees, put a blanket all the way up to the knees. You can even put another blanket under the buttocks. You can sit on a bolster. You can sit as tall as you want. Make your knees comfortable. Now I'm going to stay here. Interlace the hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Reach the arms back and down. Lift your chest. And you can do this seated on the chair, of course, pressing the feet into the floor with the arms over the back of the chair. Reaching down, lifting the front of the armpits. And then change to the interlace of your hands. Roll the shoulders back and down, lifting the chest, lifting that chest bone up to the ceiling. Frontal armpits up to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders back. Engage the arms. And release. Now take your hands, interlace the fingers again. Turn the palms out. Bring the hands on the head. Move the elbows back. And to move the elbows back, feel how you have to lift the chest here. Open the armpits. Shoulder blades down to the waist. Tailbone down to the heels. Reach the arms up. Reach, straighten the elbows. Straighten the elbows. Lift the back ribs, lift the back ribs. Move the navel in. Now look up towards your arms. Can the arms go further back? Look forward and release. Now change the interlace of your hands. Bend the elbows. Bring the hands on the top of the head. Open those palms. Press your head up into the palms. Elbows back. Chest lifting. Elbows back. Shoulder blades down. Reach the arms up. Work those arms. This is hard work. It looks harder. It's harder than it looks. Tailbone down. Navel draw it into the spine. Engage those arms. Lift the back ribs. Now look up. Keep that lift in the back ribs. Look up. Take the arms further back if they can. Look forward. And bring your arms down. Okay. On to the next pose. Now for this next relaxing pose, have a belt, have a blanket for your head, and then I folded a blanket exactly like we did for the very first pose, like that, 2 folds. All right, when you come to sitting, so this is a little narrow. You're going to sit in the front. You're going to bring your feet into Adho Uttanasana, which is bound angle or butterfly. So feet together, soles of the feet together, and put a belt. I'm just making a loop. I'm just draping over my knees. And then I'm going to take the knees apart. Hold your hands behind your setup. Lift your buttocks, move the tailbone towards the heels. So your heels are close, your tailbone is getting closer to those heels. Unless you have knee problems, you don't have to bend the knees that much. Now lie back and make sure you're centered right on that blanket because it's narrow. So you want the spine right on that narrow blanket. Bring the blanket in onto your head. Now roll the shoulder blade into the back ribs, both sides. Turn the inner arms. That happens as you do that. Turn the inner arms up, turn the palms up. And then exhale fully. Let your spine relax and soften onto that blanket. And then from the center of your body, feel how the sides can drape out and over that blanket. Your shoulders away from the ears, from the neck, your chest opening, broadening. Your arms quiet, your hands, your fingers relaxed. The belt is supporting your outer thighs. So it should feel comfortable enough on your inner thighs. If your inner thighs feel that this is too strong, you're welcome to put 2 blocks. Pause the video, put 2 blocks under your outer thighs. Lips are gently closed, soften your throat, soften the jaw. And again, definitely stay longer in this pose, relax. If you're tired, enjoy this pose. To pause the video, if you want to stay longer, just stay longer. And now after this, we're going to come right into Shavasana. Just keep this blanket under your knees. Have a head blanket. When you come into Shavasana, lie down with your knees bent. Support the head, support the back of the neck, all the way up to the shoulder blades. Hold the mat and just gently roll those shoulder blades under. Move the top of the buttocks down to the bottom buttocks And then stretch one leg out at a time. Over the blanket, let the legs go, turn the palms up a little bit out to the sides. Rest in Shavasana. Soft facial muscles. Let your back release down to the mat. Shoulder blades releasing down to the mat. All your limbs soft and relaxed. Facial muscles soft. Breath subtle. Rest and breathe in Shavasana. Now take a deeper breath. Bring your hands to your chest and your legs one by one. Roll to your side. Press into the floor with your hand and come up leading with the chest. Bring up your head last. Come to sitting. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. Of course, there's a lot more we could do for the shoulders, the neck, the upper back. But here was just a few ideas. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. See you soon.